I'm kind of in like a weird part of life where I don't know where I'm gonna be. I kind of know what I'm doing, but I don't know if it's good for me, it's bad for me. Some days I wake up and I'm like, man, I don't want to do this, and I gotta do this. And some days, like, yeah, this is gonna be great. Maybe I'm kind of like bipolar or something. I don't know. And like this, it like gives me like fear and I guess anxiety, but it's not that bad. But I know other people got it worse. I guess uncertainty is the word. Where I'm gonna be and what's gonna happen in a couple of years. You know, with like money and my health and marriage and all those things. Like people look forward to those things, and I look forward to them too. But thinking about them scares me because when I think about it, I'm like, okay, I don't just think about the good times. I think about the path to there and oh, how much work it is and how am I even gonna start and how am I gonna get there? And it just seems so grand and daunting and scary. It's beautiful, but almost like out of my grasp. And I know I'm just starting in life. I'm young. I'm only 23. Like I got my whole life ahead of me, but I've worked, I've done this, I've done that, I've got a license, I've got licenses, and I've hammered walls, I've been in the trades for a long time. I even worked IT for a bit. I studied this, Python, yada yada. I've done my due diligence to try many things, and I'm grateful for that, to know like where I'm headed, like have a feeling of like where I would kind of fit in, the crack I slip in. That's not what I meant, but like where I fit in society to like so I can like put all my eggs in that basket and kind of like keep going and progress in life as everybody does, right? You kind of like figure out where you want to go with your career, and then you just keep going, and you find someone you like, get married, have kids, buy a house, the American dream. But lately I've been thinking like the American dream, is that a dream or is that more like a trap? Like your life is over, you sold your life. Once you're committed, it's almost impossible to uncommit. Let's say I have a kid, for example. All of a sudden I got fixed bills to pay for me, my kid, my wife, that house. I can't stop working. I gotta work 8 hours a day, 1 hour commute, that's 10 hours a day. Come home. Oh, the wife want groceries. Okay, yeah. Go get the groceries. All of a sudden, I can barely squeeze in my gym. I'm tired. I want to sleep. I just did 8 hours of God knows what. And all of a sudden, it doesn't seem like a dream anymore. It seems like a nightmare. I guess maybe because I'm not in the moment, like I can see how someone comes home to see like maybe like having a child or a wife or whatever. You just feel motivated. You feel the power to keep going. I guess I'm just not feeling it, and it scares me too that even to get there, I have to be committed to doing something that I might never like for 40, 50 years till I'm retired, right? Or 40 years, and day in, day out, 40 hours a week, whatever it is you're doing, I'm just doing it just to keep a head on, just to keep a roof over my head and my kid's head, and I guess that's life, and this is just me being immature, but man, it sucks, and I guess I'm just ranting. I'm ranting because I guess I'm scared. I'm getting around the time to commit to something, I guess. I can't just be trying things all the time and doing dumb shit and making money and wasting it, making money and wasting it, not saving and not really progressing my life in any career, I guess. Because I feel like personally, a career is like the first step, and then your health and all these things start to fall into place. But the fear of me choosing the wrong thing, and then being committed so long, and then I get trapped into it, and I'm just miserable. I'm 55, I've been doing it 30 years, 30, 40, 50, 60, just miserable doing that thing. I can't even imagine the feeling, because maybe it's just me being immature, because when I have to do something like I was doing, for example, HVAC, and some days were good, some days were bad. I couldn't really see myself doing it for the rest of my life. But I know some days I would have, like, man, I'm in a boiler room and it's 40, 50 degrees in there. No, it's like 40 degrees in there Celsius. I'm changing out the boiler and I'm just soaked, sweating buckets, and I'm like, there's no way I can do this for 40 more years. Like, am I really going to survive those 40 years? If it's physically I'm surviving, mentally am I going to survive? Like, surely this is like a big problem in society, right? These men, they come home and they're just drinking themselves to sleep, or just smoking. Some of them beating their wives, God forbid, just crazy things. Unhappy, killing themselves, God knows what's going on. And that's what scares me. It scares me, like becoming unhappy, unsatisfied, and committing to that. I'm just scared. Like, but maybe it's not that big of a decision. I don't know.